The reason why I don't own any Bitcoin is because of ICP. I think it's just a much better pick for me. Now, of course, nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, but some people may think this is kind of insane. They're like, what do you mean, man? Bitcoin, that's the standard, all this type of stuff. But, here's the thing. I'm in the world of cryptocurrencies to get potential gains. I'm not looking for like a 2 or 3x, if you know what I mean. Now, if I got in Bitcoin years ago, that's great. But as of right now, I'm looking for the next big thing, so to speak. And I believe that could hypothetically be ICP. Because if, let's say, ICP were to go to the price of $500, which I do believe it could probably reach during this bull run, hypothetically, if it were to do that, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $235 billion, which actually isn't that bad. That's actually around, $300 billion less than Ethereum's all-time high market cap. But even besides that, that is around a 60x from here. Now, let's say it is a 60x just for simplicity's sake. If we compare this to Bitcoin, if Bitcoin were to, let's say, do a 60x from here, market cap at that point would be nearly $70 trillion. And yeah, you heard that right. Now, you may be thinking, okay, around a $70 trillion market cap, isn't that not too bad? Well, that's actually very insanely high. I mean, that's actually a lot. You take a look at, for instance, the GDP of America, aka the United States, back in 2022 was around $25 trillion. I mean, is it logical for Bitcoin to reach, a market cap that's like way more than that, during this bull run? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm taking a look at this from this bull run standpoint of approach, right? I'm not taking a look at where it could be like 20 years to 50 years down the line. I'm just saying, like, let's say around a year from right now, which could do a lot better in terms of percentage increase. I believe hypothetically it's ICP, because even though the internet computer is no small project by any means, ICP as of right now is still in a relatively low point. So naturally, of course, I'm going to gravitate more towards that. And keep in mind, by the way, Bitcoin were to do, around a 60x from here at that point, the price of it would be around $3.5 million. So yeah, is that realistic during this bull run? No. I mean, in like 50 years or something crazy like that, who knows? But, again, during this bull run, absolutely not. I mean, come on, right? Could Bitcoin go to the price of $150,000 during this bull run? I believe hypothetically so. 100,000, I think, is pretty easy. But again, 3.5 million, nah, man. So if I'm just taking a look at things from a potential upside standpoint of view, of course, ICP is going to win. And I think that ICP is just much more diverse in its use case, because if you take a look at Bitcoin, it's primarily just a store of value. Is it really that great? I don't really think so. Now, it's not that diverse. I get it. And there are some Bitcoin layer 2s out there that do potentially give Bitcoin new use cases. And of course, there's the Bitcoin ETF, a number of institutional investors. I get that. But I think in terms of just the diversity of the use case, I prefer ICP and also more room to grow hypothetically as of right now. And when it comes to, again, me having a choice between ICP or Bitcoin, if I only have one option, and let's say I can only put all my eggs into one basket, why would I do so to Bitcoin? Just makes no sense, man. I mean, a lot of people out there, they like to say Bitcoin, but sometimes they have like millions upon millions of dollars. So if they put in Bitcoin, does it like a 2 or 3x, they're all good, But if someone has like, not nowhere near that much, 3x, really? I mean, now, not financial advice, no one has to believe in me, but that's why I'm dollar cost averaging into ICP. Even though the pullback, all this type of stuff, people say it's caca, it's trash, I still believe in it because, I can't wave some magic wand and demand, things to pump right now. I can't do that. The only thing I can control is my dedication, my belief, just me being consistent. And I want to choose to do that to ICP because I believe in the internet computer as a project. I think it's a very special project, and it's often ignored because people focus on Solana, Ethereum, whatever the case may be, Bitcoin. But come on, I think it's so special, and that's why I don't want to give up. You take a look at how there's over 600 million crypto owners as we speak, according to Crypto.com research. That's amazing. You take a look at, of course, the Bitcoin ETF, which, of course, right, I'm not saying I would acquire Bitcoin, but this is actually good news for altcoins because as we know, right, usually when Bitcoin does pump, altcoins do go by a lot more. So this is great. So I think with the Bitcoin ETF, with the number of institutional investors, again, I do hypothetically believe Bitcoin could at least go to the price of $150,000 during this bull run, especially with over 600 million crypto owners. But yeah, besides that point, as Bitcoin does that, altcoins are going to go along with the ride, much like ICP, in my opinion. So at that point, $500 wouldn't be too insane. And here's the thing, just like I mentioned early on before, I kind of want to harp on this, right? I talked about how when Bitcoin usually, does pump, altcoins do go up by a lot more. And this, I think, should be noted because it usually works in the opposite as well. typically when Bitcoin does go down, which it has relatively went down from its all-time high, quite a big pullback, altcoins, they usually go down as well, by a lot more usually. And so when it comes to ICP, I think what we're seeing right now is pretty much normal. So I don't really care, really, when it comes to these short-term price movements, like 2 months, 2 days, it's like, I don't really care about this, 2 weeks. Some people, they hyper-focus on the price every 2 days, 2 weeks, all this type of stuff, but I don't do that. I'm going to drive myself crazy. I can't control that, man. The only thing I can control is my dedication and just believing in the project long-term, and I'm going to continue to do that because, it seems like the peak of altcoins may not be that far away. Typically, altcoins, they peak in a worst-case scenario around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the Bitcoin halving event happened back in April, so that's around October of next year, near the end of 2025, actually, which may seem like quite a while, but if people have been through 2021, 2022, 2023, and now I'm not talking about 2021, like the early part of it, like the second half, they've been through that also right now. Why is waiting a little bit over a year so bad? Now, that's just my opinion, but take a look at what happened through all those years. FTX crash, Terra Luna, Sam Bankman-Fried, Celsius, all this type of stuff, 3 Arrows Capital, right? All the debacles that happened there. So if you take a look at when it comes to, just waiting a little bit over a year, I don't mind because ICP at the price of $500 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it's a much better pick for me as opposed to Bitcoin. No offense to anyone that believes in Bitcoin, but I don't own any Bitcoin. I own ICP because, again, I just believe that it hypothetically has a lot more room to grow. And again, $500, I don't think it's crazy. Keep in mind, again, that is around a 60x from here. So all I got to do is just stay patient and just follow my strategy that I've been doing for quite a while now. That is dollar cost averaging. I can't wait for this bull run. And if you take a look at the internet computer, it's actually the world's most productive blockchain. And that's not a joke. This is how impressive it is, statistically speaking, of course. The way I take a look at the internet computer, if I were to put an analogy on it, it's as if it's like a restaurant that Gordon Ramsay fixed. Those like Gordon Ramsay shows where he goes inside a restaurant and he starts yelling at people like, hey, mate, you got to put this thing in the back. You got to put the lemons on the plate or whatever. You got to do this. That's my British accent. But yeah, hopefully you like it. Comment down below if you liked it, by the way. But besides that point, once he does that, usually the restaurant becomes good. The way you take a look at the majority of the competition for the internet computer, it's as if it's a restaurant that never got fixed by Gordon Ramsay. So when it comes to the internet computer, it's one of the best, and even statistically, it showcases that. Now, is it better than Ethereum? People like to ask that question. Absolutely, of course, in my opinion. Now, this is not financial advice, but you take a look at for $1 worth of smart contract data on Ethereum, you can get only around 44 bytes. That's caca in today's day and age. I mean, not even just compared to the internet computer, this is actually very bad. But even besides that, on the contrary, on the internet computer, you can get over 200 million bytes. So yeah, that's a totally night and day difference right there. Also, the average cost per instruction on the internet computer is over 44 million times less expensive than Ethereum. So yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. I mean, Ethereum, sky-high gas fees, it's arguably not even scalable. Nah, I don't really like that, man. Now I get it. Ethereum, is it going to do bad? No, because it has a lot of fans, very diverse ecosystem. The quality of projects is amazing, so naturally it won't do bad. Also, you take a look at the Ethereum ETF. So I don't think it's going to disappear off the abyss. But I think fundamentally, the internet computer is just a lot better. Ethereum, it just kind of feels so outdated right now. It just kind of feels like a Nokia phone. The internet computer, it feels like a iPhone 15 Pro Max or the soon-to-be released, iPhone 16, if you've seen that, which basically kind of looks like the iPhone 15. I mean, what was that about? But hey, people are going to probably get it anyways, right? But yeah, besides that point, the way I view it is that, the internet computer is just a new and improved thing. And you also have to take this into consideration. People love AI. Even though some of the hype did die down, I think there's still a bright future ahead. And the internet computer, they're focused on this too. You take this into consideration, right? They're focused on not only just AI, but decentralized AI. Now, this right here does bring a lot of benefits because, for instance, through decentralization, it can potentially bring, a lot more security. This is the amazing thing about decentralization. This is the amazing mindset that the internet computer has. And not to mention, right, the AI market has a lot of potential. According to Grandview Research, the AI market is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion by 2030. So that's insane. That's bigger than a lot of countries' GDP. That's how ridiculous it is. And again, $500, I don't think it's crazy. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.